All right, going live. It's the Atheist Brunch on the Atheist Underground Psychological Emancipation Railway, moving your mind to places it was too weak to go by itself. Welcome aboard, everybody. We'll give it a few minutes here and see who joins. I'm going to try to make our friend crazy, non-crazy, crazy cat lady and admin on the a moderator today, and we are also on YouTube. So I got two cameras in front of me, trying to navigate them both. And thanks, Cameron Lovell 12 for joining, buddy. Good to see you. We'll see who else comes on board here while I change over to the engineer's hat. Got my What's Missing t-shirt on. I know it's backwards. It's Atheism, What's Missing. He is, and I'm just taking advantage of the fact that he is in the middle of. All right, look, I think I did it. No, mute, block, report, cancel. I'm trying to make non-crazy crazy cat lady an admin, but it does not work. Manage does not come up. When I hit your icon, baby, it says mute, block, or report. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe across the top I see your name there. Yeah, no. Yeah, I got the wrong one though. That'll do it. That's where it is. That's where it is. Let me try to do this one. Bear with me. There it is. Manage, add moderator. Yeah, I did it. Woohoo! All right. My gal, non-crazy crazy cat lady, the Danish dumpling, is now a moderator. So if you're a troll, she's gonna fuck you up. We are on YouTube too, and it looks like I got the comments back up on YouTube. I think because I had it set for, I didn't specify not for kids, maybe, because if you do it for kids, it doesn't let comments come through. I'm new at all this, you know, I'm old, man, so social media is like, whoa, what happened there? You know, a few years back, all of a sudden we got social media. And yeah, I'm just trying to play catch up here, so bear with me when I'm clumsy on that shit. And I gotta go like this, because I don't have Producer Jay today. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You know what? I despise Hallmark holidays. Anybody else hate Hallmark holidays? No, Kevin, I have not, but I'll try to look for that. I don't get to watch a lot of stuff. Sorry, man. And it's going to take me time to keep up with these questions. So if I miss your comments, I'm not meaning to. It's hard to keep up by myself without Producer Jay, who is spending time with his mother-in-law, who's cool. She's a cool Christian, he says, who doesn't mind that he's an atheist. So it's all good, but he does have to spend family time today, and I get that. So happy Mother's Day to everybody who has a mother or is a mother. And like I was saying, I hate Hallmark holidays. So let me hear if you hate Hallmark holidays like I do. I love Westworld. Let me know, because you know, to me it's another conformism thing that's forced on us. This time by, you know, commercial entities, and not necessarily by religion or government. But I still hate it. I hate the obligation that you feel, especially all the Sweetest Day. When Sweetest Day came around, I was like, fuck you, man. You know, Valentine's Day is bad enough. They gotta have Sweetest Day now so that they can get some cards sold on the 6th month. Magically, it's the 6 months from Valentine's Day. So yeah, you know, I hate the Hallmark holidays, but yeah, you know, Mother's Day I think was the original one, and we all have a mother. So I wonder why we don't have Motherfuckers Day. You know what? We have Mother's Day. Why can't we have Motherfuckers Day? I think that would be fair, but I don't see that coming around. You could imagine the cool cards we could have for Motherfuckers Day. You got it, Kevin. I appreciate your support. Kevin Rubik's, follow him. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of new atheist stuff, he says, and I'll try to take a look at it. But we appreciate all our followers, and I don't have time to watch a lot of YouTube or TikTok either, because it's called Father's Day. I like that. Thanks, dude. Callus 306 gets the first whistle of the day for Motherfuckers Day. It's called Father's Day. It's pretty funny, man. I didn't think of that. Seth Creel, thank you, buddy. Thanks for joining. Living the dream. Are you really living the dream, or are you living the nightmare? If you're in America, or the U.S. of A. Sorry, Canada and Mexico. It's like, America's more than the U.S. Yeah, I know, but they call us Americans. Everybody calls us American. We call them Americans. All right, you know, we know that America is the continent, or North America is the continent. We're not dumb, like all Americans. The Europeans video blew the fuck up, man. Thank you so much. I got like 3,000 new followers off of that one, and I think they're probably mostly from Europe. Like, hey, you're talking about us, man. Finally, you know. And I think that's an ethnocentricity that you can't really avoid. We're watching TikTok and it's in English, and you don't assume unless someone says something that they're, maybe from England. We feel like, we know we have Canadians obviously, and some people from England, but I think there's a lot more TikTok users in Europe than I had than I thought of. I see conversations in German, which I love because I speak a little German, and habe ich keine Leute mit Deutsch zu sprechen, so I don't really get to speak much German. So that was cool to see that going on. But yeah, is a political religion now? Yeah, it kind of is. Unfortunately, the religion in America is tied to politics in an ugly way, and that was really going back to the Europe thing. That was like really the thing about the Europeans. It was a general question. Somebody's like, "Why are Europeans less religious than Americans?" Well, obviously, I had 60 seconds to answer, so I made sweeping generalizations about Europe, and a couple of sourpusses were like, "Here's another American who thinks Europe is one country." No, and I'll fucking go head to head on geography with anybody because all Americans aren't stupid, pal. And this is one of them who's not stupid. We have 50% brilliant, beautiful, genius, smart, lovely, funny people, and we have 50% fucking country ass hick dopes. And Europe has plenty of religion and plenty of religious countries and plenty of silly faith in unseen gods. Latvia weighing in, nice. Say hey to Riga, right? Ooh, see, geography. Europeans don't wear it on their sleeve like Americans do. It's not really talked about so much. It's like your business if you're religious, and a lot of those people have a God belief but don't fill the pews in the stupid church anymore. But in America, it's just become such an identity politics thing and a badge of honor to say, to put it out there that you're a Christian and America's a Christian country, which it's just not. It's just a country full of Christians. It's not a Christian country. But anyway, we got a billion freaking hit from Sweden. Shout out to Sweden. Love Sweden. Love Norway. Love Denmark. God, I wish I was there in the summer, but which is coming. Lovely in Riga. Nice. Lovely weather in Riga. Glad to hear it. I see a comment in the bubble. If there's a dialogue bubble, yes, I watched Westworld. I did answer that. But if you have a question, put it in the question bubble, the dialogue bubble down at the bottom to make sure that I get to it because I'm going to miss a lot of these comments as they go by. No, the U.S. is not actually predominantly evangelical. If you look at the numbers, it's just that the evangelicals are motivated to be in politics, and so it looks like they're the predominant denomination, if you will. The evangelicals always make up a bunch of little denominations, but they're not predominant at all. If you take all the non-religious people together, we actually outweigh or outnumber any other religious minority. But there's plenty of Catholics, especially with the Latino immigration here, and there's plenty of mainline Protestant sects left, plenty of Mormons. So evangelicals are actually, if we just count the evangelicals, they're still a minority. They're just incredibly active and motivated to make a theocracy out of, what was once a really brilliant secular nation idea that's just been completely lost. Again, thanks everybody for joining and following and making it possible for us to do what we do, which is to try to make it normal to actually be secular here in the world's first secular nation with a secular constitution, a secular government. It's weird how that backfired, but if you look at it, it's not terribly surprising. 60% Christian, but not evangelicals. It's not on the decline. Religion is constantly increasing. Where? Not in America. If you look at, there's the polls are on a steady curve for 20 years. Religion is on the decline. Non-religious people are on the increase. That's just the way it is, and they're really upset about it. What we're seeing is the death throes of religion by the fundamentalists are screaming and crying for their lost privilege, and so they're acting out more than the other people are. So it seems like they're more in your face and more in the public eye and more dominant than they actually are. And it's really just the death throes. What do I think about Islam spreading into Europe? It's just easier, I think, because it's closer, and so it's going to get there faster. In Europe, most of those countries have are fairly welcoming of immigrants. And correct me if I'm wrong, but where you're going to emigrate to if you want a good job and you come from a poor Islamic country, you're going to go to a poor Islamic country, or you're going to go to France or England. So, it's not terribly surprising. It's sad, and I think that they'll it'll have a curve where I don't have any fear that England will become an Islamic nation. But yeah, the spread of Islam is shitty and alarming and sad. It's too bad that it couldn't actually just be a peaceful religion like the trolls who try to get on and claim that it is. Whereas we see that it's not, and unfortunately, it's just the fundamentalists and extremists. Obviously, it's not all of Islam and all Muslims. There's some plenty good people out there just trying to make their way in the world, feed their families, and pray to Allah and have faith that maybe they'll go to paradise when they die. But the people who blow up when I may be sick to my stomach. Remember when ISIS or whoever was in Afghanistan blew up those Buddhist statues that were carved into the side of the mountain? Made me fucking sick to my stomach. And I get trolls on here who are like, Muhammad said to respect other religions so that they'd be respected. Maybe he did, but people ain't following it. Jesus said a lot of shit too, or he supposedly said a lot of shit too, that nobody nobody actually follows. Allah is the only God. No, he's not. There's a million gods that people have made up, and they're all just as made up as the other ones. So thanks, Key Kelly, for that. All religions do more harm than good. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I'm dropping like endlessly. I'm dropping likes. Oh, I'm dropping likes endlessly. Yeah, man. Love it. Thank you. No, you prove it. Stupid. What is that about? Maybe we can get rid of that. That one. No, crazy cat lady. We don't have to prove anything. If there was a God, they could prove it instantly, and we'd all be believers. Just control systems. Yeah, in general, governments see it that way. Governments are control systems. They use religion as a control system. Nobody. I don't believe that very many politicians, on balance, in America are really, really religious. Some of them are. There's no doubt about it. But most of them are just using it. And I'm not a train conductor. I have the train was a model, a metaphor. The whole train thing is a virtual railway that we conceive the podcast as. It's the Atheist Underground Psychological Emancipation Railway. I've just always loved trains, and now this is a brand that has become such a bit on TikTok that I can't let it go now, man. It's a train thing. And once in a while, somebody new finds a channel. Like, what's with the hat, man? I'm like, why don't you follow for a while and maybe you'll see. Imagine There's No Heaven. John Lennon. Love John Lennon. Always loved John Lennon. One of my favorite artists. Relicization. Thanks for coming on board, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Latin America and the U.S. Neighbors, backyard. Not sure what that means. CIA Burktic, Club Arctic. Yeah, Latin America and the U.S. are neighbors, and we're all in the Americas here, and all of the Americas are steeped in religion. But again, I don't even think that South America and Central America, and even to a certain extent Mexico, doesn't take religion in the serious political way that American evangelicals do. My Mexican friends use their Catholicism as a catch-all for sure. They know that men cheat, and so they'll be forgiven for it if they just go to confession and go to church, and so it's it's kind of just an easy way to make sure that you're all right, even though that your nature is going to make you sin. And it doesn't make them try to not sin. It makes them sin and go and ask for forgiveness. So it's like it's this bizarre excuse, to me for going ahead and living the lifestyle that you want to live, and just being able to get over it right away. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was really a question about Latin America. Maybe you can elaborate on that. Excuse me, on that. This is the Atheist Brunch, and what do I have for brunch today? I got a nice lemon crumb cake. Delicious. Something else that Europe has that we don't hear, and that's Artisan Bakeries. You know what? Bakeries are lost in America. And even with there's a lot of places that are trying, and there'll be some people who do it on their own in a small town, and they come up with some nice stuff. But in general, it's like you meet a European here, and they're like, "Where do you fucking find good bread?" And I'm like, "You got me, man. You really got to try." And it's better now than it used to be. But I miss that about Europe, is Artisan Bakeries. This place is like an Italian bakery because we're full of Italians here, immigrants, or descended from Italian immigrants 100 years ago. And there's a couple of bakeries, and the bread is shit. I mean, it's shit. There's like 3 kinds of white bread, and they have different names, and they're stale as soon as they come out of the oven. And there's the same recipe. You can tell there's no options for sourdough or multigrain or just a good bread. It's just like a bunch of different shapes of white bread. But their sweet stuff's pretty good. So I got a nice lemon crumb cake for my atheist brunch today. Spirituality is greater than religion. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Religion is not really greater than anything, so that's not a high bar, my friend. Noah Quark, thank you for the follow. Now Quark. Love the cool names. I do love seeing all the names. German dark sour, but you're just making me drool. Stop yourself, Oliver. That sounds awesome. Yeah, but I love. My people on my dad's side are German. That's why I took German in school. I didn't know any Germans, and I didn't think that I would be able to use German, and I can't, but I was always good with language, and I didn't. When I was growing up, Puerto Ricans beat me up, so I had a little racism there. I didn't want to speak Spanish, and that was obviously the language that I should have taken in school if you're going to get along with a second language in America. Had to teach myself Spanish later when I started working with my awesome Mexican pals, and I love Puerto Ricans now. We have some family in Puerto Rico, and I speak fluent Spanish only because I taught myself. And my German is ich habe viel vergessen. No vocabulary anymore. You like eating raw fudge dough? Ooh, tiger burn bamboo. That's another cool name. Yeah, be careful eating raw dough, man. I'm not sure that's good for you, bro. Thoughts on more military, specifically more U.S. Special Forces members coming out as atheists? Yeah, it's not surprising. Like I said, the religion is dying in America slowly. And the Satanism has gotten to be such a thing that the military is forced to consider chaplains that are Satanists. And, atheism, we probably don't get a chaplain because we don't need one. We don't care. But I'm proud of that. I didn't necessarily know that was the way it is. But there's always been atheists in the military. There always will be. And when the guy from the Arizona Cardinals died in Afghanistan or Iraq, Pat Tillman, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Ich habe viel vergessen. Yeah, that's 6XX from Germany. Are you? So many Germans on the page lately. That's great. I don't know. I feel Michael Sabina says, do I have Scandinavian answers? Not necessarily, but Dutch, German, English is really what's in my blood, and I'm a WASP. I can't help it. It's what I am. But I feel connected to Scandinavia. I always have. I'll eat a fucking nice creamed herring. And can't wait to visit at some point. I was like 22 and 25 when I started learning Spanish. Never even took a day in school, and now I test out at like a 300 level college level. I can speak fluent Spanish. 4% German. Yeah, that's not much. Would you like a little German in you? Old sex joke there. I am on YouTube, and it looks like the comments are up. Thanks, non-crazy cat lady, for saying hello. That's the only thing I see there. Follow us on YouTube if you can. We're trying to get more subscribers there so we can go live from my phone. But the TikTok is where we're at because it blew up. It just went crazy in a way we could not have expected, and we love it. And I love going live every Sunday at 10:30 Central Time because we're in the Milwaukee-Chicago corridor here. This is the Milwaukee-Chicago-Gary metropolitan urban area, urban sprawl, my friend, in terms of the census. Gary, Indiana, pretty populous city, and north of I-80 in Indiana, and one of the only places. It's a disgusting, smelly steel town, but I love it. I love the infrastructure of industry when I go and see the refineries and the steel and the factories and the refineries that are there. It fascinates me taking pictures of all of that kind of urban industrial complex look. There's just something about it I find romantic. But Gary to Milwaukee is one urban area that has Chicago in the middle of it. Now, for those of you who don't know the area, I'm missing some comments, so put them in the questions. If Salamanca, Spain, buenas tardes. Hey, mate. Thank you. Hype House is here. Love you guys. Join Atheist Agnostic Hype House. Great channel. If you haven't followed those guys, follow those guys. I don't know how they do it. They got like a team of people, man. They all get on, you know. We have a team here, but it's only me who's the face man because some people can't get on. Some people aren't that good at it. I admire that you guys have like it seems like a frat house full of a multi-sex frat house in college that these kids have. Norway, what's up, man? Thanks for me being your favorite American. It's nice of you to say. Hello to Norway. Skål. Thanks for the follow. America's Most Wanted. You are, man. I'm trying to be, but you are. Level me up, Sky. Level me up, Scotty. You love that. See, the people have clever names. I'm looking at the Q&A now, so I'm not looking at the screen for a second. You're my favorite public atheist. Thank you, Keisha Hendricks. You're awesome. What's your thoughts on paganism? I love paganism. You know, none of it is actually supernatural, but I love that. Like I said, I'm tied to Scandinavia in my soul, air quotes, my soul. And so I love Norse mythology. I mean, ever since learning it as a little kid, I've loved Norse mythology. Got a little Viking in me, a little tiny Viking in me. The protests in Colombia. What's going on in Colombia? I thought about Colombia before because, you know, when we were talking about Latin America being less religious, but not less religious. But, you know, gay marriage was legal in Colombia. I have gay friends who got married in Colombia, you know, 5 years before it was legal anywhere in America. So it's like some of these countries are more progressive than the U.S., even though we think of them as being, you know, Catholic countries.